Hello, successful wives. How is everybody doing today? Welcome to the show. I am your host, DC Constant, where we celebrate wives globally through personal and professional development. And today we are honored to have successful wife Toya Adams Driscal. Woo! Welcome, Toya. How you doing
Thank
today?
you.
So Toya, she's been married 12 years. All right. Whoop whoop, double digits.
Yes, Lord.
She's a mother. She's an educator with over 16 years in the industry. She's also an author and a keynote speaker. So what I want to jump right in, Toya, I want to talk about this series you have. Y'all,
Yes.
she has a series, book series, A Note to My Black Son, A Note to My Black Daughter, and a note to the black man. All right, now to the black
Yes.
man. Yes, I'm sure all our kings out there will appreciate
Yes.
that. So, expound on the series, how it came about, and what was your thought process when you thought about putting this series together?
So I started with A Note to My Black Son, and being the mom of Black boys in America, we all know that
Yeah,
we have a different type of relationship. Mothers and sons, period. But being a Black mom of a Black boy is just heightened a little bit more than any other, I feel. And so when George Floyd was murdered back in 2020, that one just kind of hit me a little bit different.
all of us.
To hear him lying on the ground, calling for his mother, and just thinking about that could be my son.
Mhm.
And in that instance, whether I was there or a million miles away, there would be absolutely nothing that I could do to save him from that fate. And so I started writing notes to my own son that I had planned on giving him at different times of his life, when he turned 16, when he graduated from college, got married, whatever. And just talking to some of my other mom friends who have boys, told them what I was doing, and they were like, "Oh, that would make a great book." And I said, I don't know that I have that much to say to my sons that could make a book." And so I said, "But maybe I can get some of y'all to contribute and write some letters." And everybody jumped on board.
Awesome.
So the culmination of those conversations is the book, A Note to My Black Son. So there are, I believe, 60 plus moms who contributed to the book. And so the book has the note that the mother wrote to their particular son or sons or grandsons,
Mm,
and also the photo so that you can kind of make the connection between the people who are writing the note and who they're writing to. It's kind of
oh,
a universal message of just positivity, love, letting our Black boys know no matter how old they are, you're always my baby
yes,
and you always matter. Even if you don't matter to anybody else, mama is always gonna
always,
be there.
always. Mama,
Always have a soft landing right here.
that is
Um,
awesome.
go
Ooh.
ahead.
No, that is
Oh,
awesome. That is awesome and much
yeah.
needed. No, continue.
And so, because even though I don't have a biological daughter, I do have a bonus daughter. And since I did it for the sons, I started thinking about Breonna Taylor and
Mm,
Sandra Bland
yeah,
and the countless other women who have lost their lives due to the same situation that our Black men are being taken away from us from. And so I wrote a note to her, reached out to girl moms, friends, family, former students, whoever. Um, and now I have a note to my Black daughter, which a same concept, notes from the moms to their daughters, granddaughters, whoever they wrote to, along with their photos, so that again you can make that connection. Just same type of thing. Mama is always gonna be mama.
Yes.
And no matter how old you are, you always gonna be my baby girl.
Yes.
And I'm here for you. I love you. You matter. And to just be unapologetically you, no matter what.
Mm.
Just be you. Because can't nobody else be you but you. And we need you.
Yes.
So then, being the wife of
Come
a
on,
black,
bring it on home. Bring it on home about the black man. Come on.
I said, we need to uplift our brothers. You know what
Yes.
I mean?
Yes.
Like, it's a lot out in this world that beat them up and beat them down every single day. And we're supposed to be their peace.
Come on.
And
Come on.
so, being my husband's wife, trying to be his peace, I said, you know what? Let me get some of these same mamas who wrote to their sons and wrote to their daughters to write a note to a black man. So, husbands, uncles, fathers,
Yes.
grandfathers, brothers, whoever that black man is in your life that is important to you, write him a note. Same concept, note, and then the picture so you can make the connection. Same thing throughout all of the books. So
No.
that is how the series was born. And I want to really turn it into a little chicken soup for the soul type
Hey, do
thing
that.
and keep it going.
Keep it
So
going. Keep it
I
going.
have some projects in the works.
Okay.
Just trying to get some things together. The next thing I'm working on is a children's book.
Okay.
And also a note for the queens out here because we need some love and
All right.
uplifting
All
too. So that's where we're going next.
No, I love that. Do you have
Thank
a
you.
copy? Can the folks
I
see?
do.
Yeah, let's see. Let's see the masterpiece.
Okay, so I'm gonna put it up in front of my face. So this
Okay.
is a note to my black son. And so this is actually my youngest son, Mason, on the cover. We went and had a photo shoot. The photographer took this picture. I hired a graphic artist and she drew that picture from the photo that I gave her. She is
Nice.
phenomenal. Shout out to Jessica Stevens. And then this is a note to my black daughter.
Nice.
And in December of 2020, I lost my mom, which that is her.
Those.
And this was a photo shoot that we took when I was like 2 or 3. So I just used this picture as a kind of a dedication to her for that one. And then this one is a note to the black man. And this gentleman up here is my Uncle Billy, who raised me like his own. He never had any biological children, but he was what I call my favoritist. And then this is my boo thing, my husband.
Your boo thing. Shout out to your boo thing. That's right, girl.
Right. So I gave her 2 pictures for that cover, and then she just formed them how she did. And she does an amazing job on my covers.
That
So
is awesome. That is awesome.
thank you.
While we're here talking about the books and you showed
Mhm.
them beautiful, where can everybody get the books?
So they are available on Amazon, all 3 titles, and they also can be purchased from my website, which is www.toyaadamsdriscal, all one word.com.
Okay. Y'all go and make sure y'all go and support the
Yes, please
queen.
go and support us.
Yes. These series. This is awesome. This is awesome. And keeping it
Yes,
going. Oh yeah. We're
yes.
gonna you and I gonna talk some more offline about this. I got
Okay.
some ideas. I got some ideas. But I want to so how does your so I want to move into the marriage part.
Okay.
How did hubby feel about that? Did he know you were going to write the book? Was it a surprise?
So we had a couple of conversations and he was just like, babe, whatever you want to do, I support you. Whatever you want to do, however you want to do it, just let me know what you need me to do and I'll do it. So that's how he
Awesome.
supported me.
Yeah,
And like I said, I took my son to have pictures made, and I was like, you know what? We need to turn this into a family photo shoot. So we all had our t-shirts Black Pride t-shirts on. We found a park in Chagrin Falls, and the photographer met us out there and took all of these amazing pictures. So,
Yes, that is great.
yeah.
So we love to hear it. We love to hear it when the husband is supportive. So we love to
Right.
hear that. Shout out to your king. Um,
Yes.
so with that, how is
Mhm.
it for you? How important it is for couples to support each other's careers and goals and aspirations. So we have the roles as a wife and a husband, but we also
Right.
have, our own, desires and goals that we want to do. But how important is that to support one another?
I think it's essential for a great relationship for each partner to support the other, because you might not get support anywhere else. And you're counting on that one person who is your best friend, your helpmate, um, your everything to just say, hey, I got you
Got you.
with whatever it is. And I think that it's key. It's definitely key because it could ruin a great thing if you don't have the support. Because, like I said, it's a lot out here that steals our joy every day. And I
Mhm.
need to know that when I walk through the door at 1374, that that he's here and he has my back and vice versa.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
What are some of you guys' favorite shared activities and different things that you guys do, like just you and him as husband and wife, maintaining that, I call it marriage maintenance, if you will.
Hmm.
And so what are things that you guys do outside the hustle and bustle of the day, keeping that marriage maintenance going?
So we both like Ratchet TV.
No, no.
So
It ain't so, Toya. Say it
we
ain't
watch a
so.
lot of we watch like the Housewives of Atlanta, the Housewives of Potomac.
What?
We also yeah, we have our TV shows that we watch. Like we'll find a series and every couple days we'll watch an episode or a couple episodes depending on how many seasons it is. So our latest thing is Yellowstone. We had never watched it.
What's
Hmm.
Yellowstone? I'm
So it's
brain.
a country,
Yellowstone.
a, a TV show about a family that owns a ranch in Montana and
Uh-huh.
how they're trying to hold on to the ranch.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
it's
It's
really
good?
good. It's
Okay.
really, really good. I didn't think I was gonna like it, but he
Okay.
was like, "Oh, just give it a shot." So we watch our TV shows. We try to go out to eat at least once a week.
Okay.
Um, whether we sit down at a restaurant or order in. Um, just a lot of laying in bed talking at night before, once the house is quiet, my son is in his room, going to sleep or doing what he's doing, and it's just us. So we have those check-ins every night.
Okay.
What else do we do?
Okay.
We like to travel,
Okay.
even though
Traveling is
we
good.
aren't
Definitely.
able to travel as much as we might like because of his crazy work schedule. Um, and we listen to a lot of music, like just reminiscing about, you know, the eighth grade dance, even though I didn't know him back then, but like the songs that were popular, like old New Edition songs and, all that kind of stuff. And we just talk about, what we were doing. Oh, I remember this song because my boyfriend's name was this and my girlfriend's name was this and da 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 da. So,
No, that's good. So it
yeah.
sounds like you guys have excellent communication. And
Hmm.
so you guys 12 years in, you
Yep.
haven't mentioned to me, but you guys been together
Hmm.
20 years.
Yep.
So let me see, how did you guys in that time, how do you navigate challenges? Because all marriages, we have our mountain highs, valley lows. So
Mhm.
we're in the valley in our marriages. What does how do you guys navigate that? So you already have, it sounds like the communication, you guys talk and different things like that.
Mhm.
Is it well, let me ask you this. Is it easier to navigate the challenges because you already have the marriage maintenance on lock?
So we were not always the couple that we are today.
Okay,
Obviously,
talk. Okay, talk about it.
you grow
Talk.
into
Yeah.
where you are.
Okay.
Um, and so we had a lot of challenges early on to the point where we he filed for divorce once and I filed for divorce once.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Um, and the first time when he filed, we were a week away from our final divorce hearing. Um, and he came to me and he said, I want to have a conversation with you. And I thought that we were just going to be talking about, um, you know, how we're going to divvy up the time with our son and, you take this couch and I'm going to take this chair and all that kind of stuff to just try to make it easier. So we went to breakfast at Cracker Barrel and he said, if you are still willing to give us another shot, I want to work this out. And I said, I'm
Wow.
there. What? I didn't ask for this. This was this was your
Wow.
mess. And so we went to counseling. And my husband is not the counseling type. He kind of has this belief that I already know what I need to do. I just need to do it. I don't need to pay anybody $200 an hour to tell me how to act right or what to do. I just need to do it. And I wasn't doing it. But we went to counseling. Um, and that kind of helped with our communication. I found out a lot that I guess I wasn't doing that he needed me to do, but he had never vocalized to me, and
Mhm.
vice versa. So then
Okay, stop right
Flash.
there. Stop
Okay.
right there. Because
Hmm.
I hear this a lot. What so now because you guys aren't walked through it, why, when you look back now, why do you believe that you guys didn't vocalize it? Because there's this saying about, people just think that your wife knows or he should know, especially as his,
Hmm.
he should already know. I
Yeah.
shouldn't have to tell him. You know
Yeah.
what I
Yeah.
mean? Or then if the man
Hmm.
doesn't say anything, I mean, I don't know. I don't think like a man. I don't know how a man, but I know
Right.
women is like, well, he should know because we've been together X amount of years. But the truth is, if you don't open up your mouth, they won't know. So is that
Hmm.
what it was for you guys?
It definitely was. And to be completely transparent, um, we went through kind of the same thing twice, which is why there were two filings for divorce. Um, and they both involved infidelity on his part because of something that I wasn't doing or him feeling like I wasn't, I don't know, meeting a need or whatever physically and emotionally as well. Um, and so we made it through it. And I feel like now, I would say probably within the last 2 or 3 years, we're in a sweet spot. And I want to keep it in a sweet spot. So we are more vocal when it comes to things that we need, that we want, or whatever from each other. Whereas before, we just did have that assumption like, oh, well,
You should have known, or
should have known or she should have known. And just because I didn't say it, maybe I moved a certain way or hinted around at something. I need you to spell it out for me, bruh,
yeah.
because I am not a mind reader and I don't insinuate or any of that. Say it, make it plain. And I have learned to do that as well.
So for I am glad that you guys, you guys were able to come through that because
Mhm.
clearly it happened some time ago because the way you're speaking, you've been healed
Mhm.
from it and you don't sound angry. Could you speak
Mm-mm.
could you speak to a woman who may be in that current situation right now where infidelity has happened because that's a betrayal? Some
Right.
people go through it, some people don't. Can you speak to perhaps like her pain, where she is
Mhm.
in this moment? And if the husband comes back and say, hey, forgive me, I want to try this again, what would you say to her?
So, first thing I had to do was fall on my knees
Mm,
and just
mm,
seek guidance from where I should have been getting it from the whole time. Um, I got back into my word. I joined a women's group at my church that was just for women who were going through the breakup of marriages, dealing with infidelity, dealing with, abuse in their marriages, just the whole gamut. Um and so the leader of that group kind of became my mentor, because she had walked the path that I found myself walking in twice during the course of my marriage. Um, and so, yeah, I definitely would say seek whoever your higher power is. Mine is God. But I'm not saying that you have to pray to God. You could pray to Allah or whatever your belief system might be. Um, Second, I got in counseling for myself
mm,
because I was questioning my worth, I guess, so to speak. Like, you know, I'm this great person and I know that I'm the prize, but he don't want me? What in the world is going on? Oh, he's crazy. But there were some things within myself
mhm,
that I needed to do, some things that I needed to work on. And it wasn't just all him. Yeah, he was the one that stepped outside, but there were some things that contributed to that happening that I know I was the cause of. And I had to admit that to myself because I was walking around like, yeah, my stuff don't stink. And I am, I got a good job. I'm educated. I'm cute.
mm.
You know what I mean? Like, um,
Woo! Okay.
and so with the counseling and just kind of doing things for myself, not for anybody else. Like I dated myself during that time. I did a lot of journaling during that time where I wrote a lot of letters to him that he'll never read, but I just needed to get it
That release,
out.
get it out.
Um, I did a burn notebook
Okay. Yeah.
where I, kind of disposed of all of those things because I didn't ever want him to read some of the things that I did put in
It
my
was more
burn
for
notebook.
you. It was for
Yeah, it
you.
was therapeutic for me.
Yeah.
Um, I'm trying to think what else would I. And
Me.
if you really, really, really want your marriage, fight for it.
Mm,
It's nothing wrong with saying, I love my husband. I am not ready to give up because I'm pretty sure if I went into great detail about some of the things that I endured during those times, you would be like, oh my gosh, she is crazy to to still be sitting here and say that she's married 12 years later. But you can never say what you will or would not do until you are faced with that particular situation. Because before I got married, I said, oh, if my husband
I
cheats
would
on
never.
me, it's a wrap. I am done. Never will I deal with that. But I dealt with it. I loved my husband. I took my vows seriously, and I wasn't giving him up without a fight. And I was going to fight with everything that I had in me until my last breath.
Let me first. I want to say I did not see that going that route. So I did not see that coming. So thank you for no, thank
Mhm.
you for the transparency. That's what we're here for, and to
Mhm.
share and to help others. I want to
Right,
go.
because my journey is for somebody else.
Yeah. So I want to go back to something you mentioned because I can hear women all over the world. You stated when you talked about the infidelity, you
Mhm.
mentioned that it was because of you and some of the things that you weren't doing, and you had to see that, for within yourself. You acknowledge, some
Mhm.
things that you could have done.
Mhm.
I can hear every woman now that was saying this. How do you blame yourself? How do you take responsibility for his actions? How do you take responsibility for somebody's actions? Because when someone does that, it's a selfish act. It is. We're gonna acknowledge it's a selfish act.
Mhm.
But they did it. You did not do it. How you know what I mean? So if you're talking to so if
Yeah.
a woman is sitting right now listening to this interview and her husband
Mhm.
has done the same thing, she may not feel like that. So I just want to be clear. That's how you felt like you contribute to that, but she may feel like she didn't. Why do you
Mhm.
feel like you contributed to his behavior? I'm real
I
interested in that.
so my grandmother told me a long time ago, what you do to get somebody is the same thing that you need to do to keep somebody. And when you stop doing certain things, and it's not all about sex,
Mhm.
a lot of it was, but it's not all about sex, then what you're not going to do, they'll seek it in somebody else because there's always somebody waiting for your man to give them the time, the opportunity, the just throw them a tiny, tiny bite size bit of rhythm for them to latch on to. And I believe that that's what happened.
But while
I
this is
was so,
I agree
hmm,
with you, but don't a man also have the option to abide by his vows as well and say no? Just say no.
as they should.
Okay.
I think that I'm just gonna put it out here.
I'm because I'm not listen, I'm
No,
not
no, 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 no.
trying to
I'm
beat up,
fine.
I'm just because I know as women how we think. And I personally have never experienced that in my marriage, but
Hmm.
just listening to other women and how hurtful that is. And again, I'm glad you guys were able to walk through it. But I
Hmm.
can hear you a woman, I can hear the women saying, but that was his behavior, sis. Why do
It
we
was.
blame
I
ourselves
think
for somebody else's behavior?
I don't feel like I'm blaming myself for his behavior because that most definitely 1000% was his choice to act on whatever.
Okay.
I do believe that my husband felt neglected once
Okay.
I became a mom
Mm. Whoa.
because
Okay.
before
Oh,
all of my
the attention.
attention
Yeah.
was on him. But then I have this new human who needs me. And being a first time new mom, I'm sure you know exactly what that's like,
Yeah.
as do a lot of the women who are going to watch this interview, and you do start to, you aren't talking as much because everything is about
The
the
baby.
baby. And then once I got back to work, it was me trying to balance being his mom, a teacher, and
A wife.
get in where you fit in, my friend. because
Oh my. So he
because all
did
of my
you just say
energy,
get in where you fit in? Oh my God. Clearly you
because
don't have that thought process anymore.
oh no. But I mean, being 100% transparent, that's that's where we were. So we weren't spending that time together that we once were. You know, we weren't going out every weekend or doing all of the things that we used to
Oh
do,
no.
because now we have this third wheel that's tagging along that has kind of taken over, you know, what we were able to do. And
Okay. So now, so that brings me to maybe a new mom. She's a wife, but now she's
mhm,
a mom and she's listening to this interview. What advice would you have for her in terms of the balancing act, being a new mom, being a husband, and what role does the husband have? Because it's not just your baby; it was his baby too. It's both of
it
y'all
was,
baby.
but I acted like it wasn't, and that was a huge mistake.
Oh, that was oh, ooh, sis, yeah. Yeah. I think a lot of men feel that way more than they express because they
Mhm,
would get backlash because it's like, yes, this is my child. This is our child. I love my son. I love my daughter, but I miss my wife. And we don't talk about that a lot because
mhm,
I truly feel if a man expresses that, then it's like, oh, you jealous of the baby? No, sis, he's not jealous of the baby. He's not. He misses his wife.
mhm,
And
mhm,
when you become a mom, that's another role, right? That's
mhm.
another role. You're still a wife, but the husband, he needs his wife. He's not being a baby. He's not being a second child, like how some wives say, oh, I got, they might have two kids and be like, no, I got three kids because it's my husband. No, he's
Because
not
my
your
husband, right,
he's not your child. And I
right.
tell wives this, if you look at your husband and be like, oh God, he's like another child, you need to stop treating him like you're his mother.
Mhm.
You need to get out that mommy thought process. Your children, you mother your children. You're a wife to your husband.
Yeah. Yep.
And
And
so,
so I
what
did
would you do
not,
differently? What would you do differently? And what would you tell a mom right now?
a
That's
new mom right
yeah,
now, stop trying to do it. Stop trying to do everything yourself, because you can't. Because you're going to burn yourself out. That's flat out.
yeah.
Let him help.
Let him help. Let him help.
Every time that the baby needs to be changed, he can change some diapers.
Mhm.
Every time the baby needs to eat, he can feed the baby, unless you breastfeeding
Yeah,
exclusively. But pump that milk, put it in a bottle, and let him feed the baby. Go out, get your nails done, leave him with the baby.
yeah.
Don't think that you're the only
Can't do
person
it
that can do anything
with the
for
baby.
the baby,
Yeah.
because you're going to burn yourself out.
Yeah. And here's
And then
another
it's going to put a rift in your relationship. And the way that the relationship is supposed to be God, the husband, the wife, and then the children. So your husband is supposed to come before your
one.
children anyway. You know,
Mhm.
people have this um discussion and argument all the time, like, who eats first, the husband or the children? Well, it's supposed to be the man,
Mhm.
and then the children come after that. And I had to recognize that in my own marriage, because I was putting my son before my husband,
Mhm.
and I can't do that. Not
Yeah.
if I want to continue to be married. I can't.
Because the kid's gonna grow up and they're gonna go and they're gonna leave. If you're a good
Exactly.
parent and you parent them correctly. But I want to go back to also if you're a new mom or just a mom, that your husband also what's important, just because he don't fix the bottle like you or change a diaper, he doesn't have to do it like you. Dad doesn't have to do it like you. Because
Mm-hmm.
as women, as mothers, it's just like, it got to be done like this. It got to be done.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to do it like you. Allow him to form the bond with the
Mm-hmm.
child on his own. And you don't get
Yep.
and I see right now this interview, you'll probably get a lot of backlash what you just said about with the household, the head. As kingdom women,
Mm-hmm.
covenant, we understand that. But a lot of women be like, no, I ain't no man coming before my kids, because you know what they hear? They hear
Mm-hmm.
put a man before your child and abuse and neglect your child. We're not talking about worldly women. We're not talking about dysfunction. We're talking about
And we're also not talking about dating women. We're talking about husbands and wives.
wives.
Not
Yeah.
that's my boyfriend, that's my man.
Yeah.
I'm a wife. I'm not his girlfriend. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
his baby mama. I'm not
You
any of
ain't a
that.
side piece.
Right. We took vows in front of God, my family, friends, and everybody that said that I take you, I choose you over everybody else till death. And I meant it when I said it.
Yeah. I did you get a chance to read my book, The Perfect and Perfect Wife?
No, not yet.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna bless you and I'm gonna send you a copy because
Oh, thank you.
I talk about I go into more detail about the order that God has set. And when we talk about the marriage, because I say the marriage comes first. Like even
Mm-hmm.
my daughter's she's 26 now, and when she was
Mm-hmm.
little, she would hear me and my husband have conversations and stuff. She felt like she had a voice. Like, Mom, why you upset with Dad? Or why you? I'm like, oh, little girl, little girl. She like, stay on my marriage. This right here, this is me and Dad. She was like, but
Right.
we a family. We are a family. But this right here, this is me and Daddy. This is the marriage.
Mm-hmm.
You have nothing, girl, absolutely nothing. And we had to use
Right.
right because she used to call herself, how children call themselves telling the other parent on the other parent.
Right.
You'd be like, that's your mother. And we need
Mm-hmm.
more of that united front, because
Yeah,
marital business
definitely.
is none of my daughter's business.
Mm-hmm.
You get married and have your children, you're gonna be telling them the same thing. I'll be like, stay on
Exactly.
what me and daddy doing has nothing to do with you.
Mm-hmm.
Stay out of my marriage. So
Definitely.
yeah, and the children need to see a united front. They need to see a united front. They don't need to be able to
Agree.
relate both of you. I don't care if it's your biological children, your stepchildren, your foster
Yeah.
children, some people
Mm-hmm.
have spiritual children. I don't care. They need to be able to see a healthy, united front in
Yes.
marriage. And whatever parents need to talk about the children, talk about that behind closed doors. But
Yeah.
they need to see united front, because these kids gonna grow up, they gonna leave, they gonna date whoever they want to, and they not gonna care if you like their boyfriend or girlfriend. And they gonna go on. So they don't need to have a say so in your marriage and destroy your marriage. Okay. So
Exactly.
they gonna meet and be with whoever they want to be with, and they not gonna care what you think because they in love or they what.
Right.
No, no. So
Just like we
that's
did when we were that age.
yeah, yeah. So I'm like, and so that's what I mean by the marriage come first. So I just wanted to put that disclaimer out there. We're not talking about abuse. We're not talking about what we see on the news. The woman left. She went out. With her man and left her 3 kids at home by themselves. That's not what we're talking about. So I
Right.
wanted to make that very clear before I get cussed out in the comments. Before folks get triggered. Hallelujah. So, so, but I am so today. So let's bring it up today. Today,
Okay.
you guys sound very solid. Again, I
Mhm.
thank God that you guys were able to walk through that. So
Yes, Lord.
today, oh, how were you able to trust again? That's a big one. How were you able to trust again?
It's very difficult, and even today, I have triggers, and I admit it, but I let him know this is very triggering for me, and I'm just letting you know I'm not trying to go back to that place in my mind, in my emotions, and none of that. So, like it could be a song, and I'll just say, okay,
You-
let's
Let's
switch
stop.
that up.
Okay.
Or, you know what I mean? Like, I'm very vocal. I'll say that. Whereas before, I just
You weren't.
would hold on to it, and then if that stirs, and then I'm yelling at him about you squeeze the toothpaste from the middle instead of starting at the bottom and squeezing it. You know what I mean? And it has nothing to do with
Do with the
toothpaste.
toothpaste.
Why I'm mad. And then that starts an argument between the two of us. And so
So you guys
I think,
communicate differently now.
yes. And I tell him everything, how I'm feeling. We are trying to find a counselor, just so that we can maintain the space where we are right now. He's gotten to the point now where he said that, you know what, I think everybody needs counseling. I need
Yeah.
counseling for myself, and I think we should go, and I think we should have family counseling. So, and that's huge. That
That's
is
huge. That
huge.
is very huge. That's very.
So right now,
Oh,
so if
am I
anybody
proud of
out there
him?
in the Cleveland area, you know, a good family therapist, hit us up. 'Cause we
I
need
do.
some help.
I do. I actually do. I actually do know some people
Okay.
that I can highly recommend. I really do. And I'm
Preferably African American.
oh, absolutely. They are. They're African American. And tell him I'm proud of him. And I love when you said you guys are gonna get in a counselor so you can maintain because your life, your marriage doesn't have to be chaos to go get
Mhm.
counseling, right? So
Right.
that's the preventive maintenance, marriage maintenance. You don't
Mhm.
everything doesn't have to be you ready to kill each other,
Right.
go see a counselor. No, not at
Right.
all. Not at all. So you don't have to. So no, that's self-awareness,
Mhm.
big self-awareness on both you guys' part, which is I
Yep.
think it's awesome. I do. I think
Thank
it's
you.
awesome. I think you guys had a storm and the fact that you can sit and share to help others
Mhm.
and you guys are still seeking counseling to stay on that road. That's
Yeah.
maturity. That's grown folk stuff.
It is. I'm so proud of him. I really
That's
am.
grown folk stuff. That's
And
grown
I
folk.
tell him that all the time. I'm like, babe, look how much you just growing all over the place over here.
Yes. That is awesome. That's awesome. And then yeah, for him to say that and he want to get his own because he has
Mhm.
stuff that he has to deal with that has absolutely nothing to do with you, you know?
Yeah.
So that is I'm happy for y'all. I'm happy for
Thank
y'all.
you.
I want to get a part two. I want to get a part two in the future to interview both of you guys.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
hear what your king got to say. That's so
That
I
would be awesome.
I want to wrap it up by asking you two more questions. The first one
Okay.
is as a wife, as a mom, how do you practice self-care? What's does self-care look like for you, for Toya?
So for me, it's taking a mental health day every so often from school, where it's a day that I know my son has school, and I know my husband is going to be at work all day.
Okay.
And I get up, I take my son to school, and then I come back home. I'll lie in the bed for a little while, watch a little bit of the news, get up, make myself a good hearty breakfast, or take myself to breakfast. Um,
Those are
and
really
just chill and don't do anything. Don't crack open the computer, don't nothing.
something. Yeah.
If I go out, come back and put my pajamas right back on and just lounge around all day. Um, I
Okay.
try to get massages once a month. I feel like going to do my girly things, like getting my lashes done, getting my nails done, getting my feet done. That helps me to feel better. Um, and I recently started working out. So, and I
Okay.
always feel better when I go to the gym afterwards, even though I wish that my gym offered early morning classes instead of classes in the evening that I like to go to, but it is what it is.
Okay.
So I just feel better when I do go to the gym afterwards.
Okay. All right. And I
Yeah.
always ask my wives this. So teaches marriage teaches you more about you than it does your spouse.
hmm
What has marriage taught Toya about Toya?
Oh, that's a tough question. Let me think. What has Toya learned? Um, I think that I have learned to use my voice.
Mm,
Um, I was kind of the person in previous relationships and early on in my marriage where it was just kind of like, you know what? Kind of like the chick from Coming to America, whatever you like.
What
Like,
whatever you like.
so whatever he wanted to do, that's what we did. Like, I didn't, you want to go over your friend's house and watch boxing? Okay, let's go over your friend's house and watch boxing. I don't like boxing. Or if you want to go see this movie, I really don't even want to see that movie. But if that's what you want to do, okay, let's go do that. Um, and I think that I found my voice through our hiccups, I'll call them that. Um, and just how to use my voice and make sure that my voice is being heard in, I guess, a respectful manner. So it doesn't seem like I'm trying to be bossy or
Mm,
whatever. So that we can come to some kind of a compromise that makes everything better for us as a couple. So yeah, I think I would have to say, um, finding my voice and just realizing that I don't have to be all about him with everything in order to be happy
yeah.
because I was kind of making myself miserable, like just feeling like I needed to, you know, stroke his ego all the time. And here I am left feeling like, dag.
So you learn to enjoy Toya.
hmm
You can enjoy yourself, do things
Yeah.
on your own, your
I
interests.
could do things on my own and I could tell him like, we not doing that. We doing this because this is what I want to do. So,
We say, all right.
right.
Oh my gosh. But this has been, oh my gosh. I just love when I have my wives on because I love you guys. I love the transparency. Um,
hmm
marriages have their ups and downs, and I just love when couples are able to weather through the storms. Your storm may not look like my storm.
Right.
That's something that we all have to understand is that we all have a different storm. And until we walk in or be in somebody else's storm or walk through that same storm, you don't know what you would.
Mhm.
You really don't.
Exactly.
You you
Very true.
you have absolutely no idea what you would do, what you would say. So I appreciate you, Queen. I appreciate your
Thank you.
honesty, your transparency, because it's definitely going to bless someone.
It
So
yeah,
it's definitely
definitely.
It's definitely going to bless someone.
Our testimony is not for us. It is for someone who is coming behind, who needs to know, hey, I'm going through that right now and I can make it. She made it. I can make it.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. Well, we thank you again. We have been
Thank
honored
you.
that you
I
graced.
appreciate this platform that you've created for wives because,
um,
oftentimes we don't have people in our immediate circle or in our family or whoever who might be able to speak to what we're going through as wives for whatever reason. And one of the things that my husband and I had to learn too was married people need to be with married people. Married men, you can't hang out with your single friends the way that you did before you got married. And I can't hang out with my single girlfriends the way that I did before I got married. You need to find like-minded individuals to socialize with and hang out with. Not to say that, I can't call up my girl,
mhm,
Brenda or whatever to say, hey, let's go have a cocktail, and he can't call whoever, but it can't be
right.
a constant
Mhm.
all the time thing because then you might start thinking that you're single and you're not single. You married.
Or you
So,
could just stay single. So,
yeah,
yeah.
exactly. So,
No, but thank
yep.
you. And
Thank
tell
you.
hubby I'm having him on for part two. We just have to get a
I
date.
will. I will. He'll be home a little bit later. He worked a double today because
Yeah.
my man got good work ethic.
Your man got a job.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, for everyone that joined in, drop, in the comments what you think about the interview. Let us know how
Yes.
it has blessed you. And again,
And
just
I will respond as well.
oh, absolutely, absolutely. And
Definitely.
as I always say, thank you. And for wives, remember you define your own success. Until the next time, be
Amen.
blessed.
Bye.